reverse park. No brief.
Pineapple.
That's what we get.
Yeah, there could be a brief.
Okay.
Right, if you just leave the book for a minute.
Okay.
Right, it depends on the word picture.
Yeah.
Yeah? It only comes in at page 2.
Yeah.
But the word picture could be that I've got my test in about 6 weeks' time, and my instructor has gone sick. I've done the reverse round the corner. I've done the turn in the road. I've done the bay parking. And we were just about to do the parallel parking.
And you dropped dead.
No, he's dropped dead. I would have got on the bright side, didn't you?
I don't do this.
So, where would you go with that?
Right, I would say, hello Tony, I'm pleased to meet you.
Yeah, I know,
I
know that, but I mean, where would you go with a starting point?
Right, I would go starting point. I said, do you remember we did the turn in the road?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what speed we were trying to keep down to?
Yeah.
And why? Didn't it? What sort of speed? How we did our turning? We did our turning very fast, didn't we? Yeah. We had a slow car with fast steering. Yeah, and that helped us do that. And also we helped to keep the accuracy high, didn't we? And ask him all these questions. Yeah. What were we doing that for?
Yeah. So
the accuracy, and we were trying not to touch the curb either, weren't we? Only doing.
So this is the only phase 2 trained subject where you may have to give some kind of a brief.
Yeah.
If they've never ever done it before, yeah?
Yeah.
You may have to give a brief on how to achieve the accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
But would you have to give a brief on how to keep the car slow and the importance of observations?
I think we would remind, but we wouldn't brief on it because it's been taught already.
Yeah.
So the importance of keeping our observations high is because this is one of the 4 manoeuvres that be called upon to us to do during the test, and all 4 have got a common theme, and I don't just mean slow car, fast steering. All of them have got to have a safety plan that's similar to each other, in that we're trying to demonstrate to the examiner that we can do a manoeuvre in the road without causing danger to other people, other road users, or to ourselves.
Well, they're all looking at the same 3 ingredients, aren't they?
Yeah.
Control, observations, reasonable accuracy, yeah?
Yeah.
There's another scenario that could come into it. The word picture could be that I've been out of the country for 20 years, or I passed my test 20 years ago, and I've just moved back, or I've just
lost my licence,
or I'm getting a company car or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
So if it's a full licence holder, and listen to the word picture very carefully, and if the word picture is I passed my test 20 years ago, if you're just picking me up now from my house now and you've never met me before, you've checked my licence, checked my eyesight, which you wouldn't do on a par 3, but you would do
on a lesson.
On a lesson.
Yeah.
And I told you I passed my test 20 years ago. What kind of questions would you ask me?
All right. When you did your turn in the road, was it called a 3-point turn?
It's never been called a 3-point turn.
It has.
No, it's always been called a turn to road.
Honestly?
Yeah.
But they used to insist on you doing it in 3 points before, didn't they? Did they not?
No.
I've gone off the point a bit.
Right, so listen to the word picture.
Okay, listen to the word picture. 20 years ago.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a full licence holder.
How much driving have you had since then,
That's
Tony?
the question.
How much
driving? How much driving
experience have you had?
You're not
recent 20 years.
Yeah, you're not going to pick up a total stranger, let them jump into a car and drive away onto a busy main road without finding out a little bit about them. Yeah. Self-preservation is going to kick in. You're going to be a little bit nosy. Yeah. How often do you drive?
Yeah.
How far do you drive? Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you drive with?
Yeah.
Is it with your wife and she's a licence holder? Okay. Or it's a workmate?
Well, he's a full licence holder, so...
He's a full licence holder, but he's got to get a retest.
No, I'm just saying this is another wood picture.
Yeah.
So it could be that I've got a test coming up, and my instructor didn't get a chance to cover this manoeuvre with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done all the other manoeuvres, so therefore you may have to give a brief on how to achieve the accuracy, when to start turning and so forth. Yeah. And making links with the reverse round the corner of the observations.
Yeah.
Making links with the turn in the road and the reverse round the corner with control. How did you control the car?
Yeah.
If gravity's involved, how did you control the car? You know, so you're taking the pupil from
0 to hero.
you know, something that they already know to something a little bit beyond that, something they don't.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. In other words, something that they can relate to. They can relate all these different explanations to something they've already done in a different manoeuvre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, so let's play it as a full license holder.
Yeah. Well, I had a license holder recently who had to take another test because he found that his car, or a car with a similar number plate as his, was involved in a fraud scam. But there was nothing wrong with him, except when the police came around to visit him, his licence was out of date 2 years, which he didn't realise.
Oh, right.
So he'd been driving continuously for 40 years without any conviction or anything. But he had to take a test because the DVSA told him.
Okay, you're not going to be telling the examiner these stories, eh?
No.
Right. Okay, so we'll go on the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a full licence holder.
Yeah.
I passed my test 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I've just moved into a house in London.
Yeah.
And I've only got one parking space outside, which is allocated to me. I have to reverse in there every night, yeah? I have done a reverse park 20 years ago for my driving test, but I haven't had any chance to do it since. But I've seen people do it before. I've seen my wife do it. I've seen my brother do it. I've seen my sister do it.
So it's doable. It's just a matter of learning it. When we're confident that we can learn this together.
Yeah, so obviously we're going to have a short drive to the area.
Yeah.
What are you going to be watching for?
While we're driving,
Yeah.
General observations. It's control.
Control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Control and observations.
Watch the control, because the examiner will normally show you good control, and the same with a real live learner. If they show you good clutch control, make sure you give plenty of praise to that. Yeah. That's the kind of control we're going to need today to do this manoeuvre. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I passed my test 20 years ago. I've just moved back to London, and I've got one parking space outside my house, and because I don't get home till 7:30 every evening, there's only one way in, and that's the reverse in. So I've got reverse in between two cars, yeah?
Yeah.
And for this phase you can call me Tony, yeah?
Yeah.
So my eyesight and my driving licence is being checked, so we won't go there, yeah?
Yeah, fine.
Right, so I'll leave you the meet and greet.
All right. Hi, Tony, Edward.
Hello Edward,
Nice to
how are
meet
you,
you.
right?
Yeah, I understand we're going to do the reverse park today.
Yeah.
You've perhaps done it a few years ago.
I passed my test 20 years ago.
Yeah. I presume you did it 20 years ago as well, did you? When you did your test?
Yeah, you had to do all the manoeuvres.
Or you
on the
might have
test
done.
then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you need this specifically so that you can help yourself into the house, that's good motivation. So, what we're going to do, I've spoke to your instructor. Yeah, he says you've done all the others.
I haven't got instructor.
Haven't you?
No.
Oh well.
No, I just came to you today
All right,
to.
well, in that case, sorry, Tony, I missed that. What we're going to do then is drive to the area. And we do and see how you get on with your manoeuvre. You can show me one, yeah, in a safe environment. We'll give you plenty of space. For example, we might use that side of that van or a vehicle such as that, and do a parallel park behind it with no vehicle other than that one to work from. That way we've got a safe environment behind, and then we'll see how you get on, and then depending how you get on, I'll talk you through some of the alternatives to try and see if you can use some of the ideas I've
Right,
got.
so I passed my test 20 years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, do you feel capable of doing this today? Yes, you do.
I passed my test 20 years ago. You just picked me up from my house.
Yeah.
It's quite handy living next to the test centre. So I see a lot of action here during the day. I passed my test 20 years ago.
Okay. Have you been watching people doing parallel parks recently?
No.
No.
No, they don't do them here. They do the Bay Park here.
Okay.
I passed my test 20 years ago. Come on, we just spoke about it a few seconds ago.
I'm trying to think of the relevance to that. You've done the 3 of the manoeuvres.
I know people who passed the test 20 years ago and haven't driven since.
I do.
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Am I one of them?
I don't get you.
I know people who have passed who passed a test 20 years ago, who hold a driving licence and haven't driven since.
And haven't driven since.
Yeah. Am I one of those people?
No.
How do you know?
Because I haven't asked you yet.
Right.
Right. You passed your test 20 years
Yeah.
ago. Ah. And what's your driving history been since then?
I drive every day.
You drive every day?
Yeah.
Why do you drive every day?
Yeah. I drive the wife to the station. She picks me up in the evening. I drive 10 miles to the station, 10 miles home. The odd time I used to drive a bit when we used to live out in Suffolk. I used to drive around the weekends.
Tony, I've suddenly...
We actually drive a car like this as well. She's got a car the same as this, so I am familiar with the controls.
Must be thick. The penny has finally dropped. I understand the word picture now. Right, okay then. Well, if we need to do the parallel park, let's drive to a quiet area where we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's go and start practicing.
I have to do this
Yeah.
SSM, haven't I?
Yeah, you have. DHSSS. Can you reach all? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still remember.
Set yourself up then.
Yeah, I still do this every day.
Good.
I can't remember the initials, but I still do it.
That's all right, as long as you still do it. So
Right.
I don't think I've got to talk to him about mirrors because I'm confident that he's been driving every day. So are you happy with all your mirrors set up?
I'm happy.
You're happy, okay? All right then. When you're ready, we'll drive on. Have I got to double check him for his mirrors?
Well, how do you know I've set up properly?
Hey?
How do you know I've set them up properly?
How do I know you've...
Yeah.
I just watched you.
You watch your movement.
I've what? I've watched the
You
movement.
watched your
I
movement,
haven't. I haven't checked. All right. Okay. What can you see out your left mirror, Tony?
My left mirror.
Left mirror.
About 2 finger width to the car.
Yeah.
Bit of
That's
sky at the top.
Yeah.
And see that very badly parked car with a parking ticket right in the middle.
Oh dear. And what can we see on the right mirror?
About 2 finger width to the car. Sky at the top, horizon in the middle.
That's good. And in the centre mirror?
I can see the whole of the back window, a bit of my headrest and a bit of yours.
That's perfect.
Oh, sorry, you call them head restraints nowadays,
Yeah.
don't you?
We've seen the whole lot.
Yeah.
That's good. So we're good to go.
Put my lights on now because the weather's bad, isn't it?
Okay, Tony. I've seen you.
And turning left.
Turning left, please.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Now, as we come up to this junction, can you just hold your vehicle here on the line? Yeah. Some of your hand methods, you're doing hand over hand at the moment, I notice.
I've always started.
Okay.
I've always been steering like that.
Okay. Well, what we're going to try and do when we get onto the area, we're trying to improve your hand method so that you can do your control a little bit better.
Just take a little bit of a step back there, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes great effort for me to cross my hands because it's something I've never done from day one, yeah.
I thought you were doing a great job of it.
Right, so
It's not against the law,
Edward,
is it?
Edward,
Go on.
stop and listen a minute.
I will.
What have I asked you to teach me today?
You've only asked me to teach you nothing to do with this.
Right.
Nothing to do with
Providing there's no danger in me crossing my hands,
No, you're dead right.
are you going to spend the next hour that I paid you for sorting that out?
No. Let's
When-
get back onto the area. No.
Where I need to park
I suddenly,
my car tonight
I've
with my wife sitting next to me
I forgot you're not a proper learner.
into a gap between two cars. Yeah,
You're not a regular learner.
Yeah.
You only want to fix one thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would be very similar if you were doing an assessment
Mm-hmm.
on a fleet. You know, you'd be very careful about what you. If you only had an hour or 2 hours to
Yeah.
that sort of person's driving out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If they're crossing their hands and they're still keeping control of the vehicle, but yet
It's not against
they're
the law, is
exceeding the
it?
speed limit all the time, what would you work on?
The speed.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm as dim as I'm coming across. I'm
Right.
just a little bit, find the situation a little bit weird, and I'm forgetting that it's just a scenario that I've got to live into. Go on, one of you go. You gonna stay?
And we're going to turn right.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn right, please. Must be killing you to cross your arms, Tony.
Sorry?
You must be killing you to cross your arms like that, but it's you're doing a great job of it.
Oh, thanks.
Nice bit of control on the clutch, by the way.
Is that good?
Yeah, yes, you did. The clutch is great. Because that's the sort of control that we need when we get to this, to do this manoeuvre.
Right. 20 years experience, I suppose, isn't it?
I'm glad you mastered it after 20 years. You're a credit to your driving instructor, Tony.
I haven't got a driving instructor.
No, the one that first taught you 20 years ago.
He's dead and
Is he
buried.
still alive? I was going to ask you. So did he teach you this? Did you learn this originally 20 years ago, or did you sort of forget it?
About 10 minutes after passing my test.
Oh, right.
And turning left.
So you got away with it.
Sorry?
So you got away with 20 years of undetected crime.
No, it's not a crime, is it?
No.
And my wife crossed her hands on her driving test all the time.
I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. Yeah, the only thing I would say about it, if you did have a crash and the airbag blew off at front, it could push your arms into your face, which could break your nose.
Oh, yeah.
Or it
yeah.
could break a tooth.
Yeah, the airbag's in the middle of there, isn't it?
Because the airbag's soft, but it pushes your arms into your face, so you could break a tooth or your nose.
Right to the lights.
And right to the lights, please, Tony. Nice bit of clutch control.
Oh, thank
Yeah. So we're going to need this clutch control when we do the manoeuvre, Tony.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty how you do those arms, arm over arm. Can you swim crawl as well?
Takes a lot of effort to do
I
that.
can see. This road, Tony, it's only another 50 miles to the zone where we're going to pull you over.
Sorry?
It's only another 50 miles to the zone where we're going to pull you over. We'll practice this. Don't know where it is.
We're doing well with their mirrors moving in and around these parked cars.
You are doing well with it. The spacing is very good. I've got absolute confidence in you.
Yeah, I've used my 20 years of experience
Yeah.
to.
Perfect it.
I've had a few close shaves in
Have you?
the past.
Have you?
You soon learn what I've done, didn't you?
Yeah, you've soon experience is a great teacher. periodic.
As long as I know what's happening behind me and all the time. Always checking before I slow down, before I speed up, before I think about changing direction,
That's good then.
before giving any kind of signal. It's not only important to check them, it's important to take in the information, isn't it? And turning right.
Yeah, what do we do with that information? Exactly.
And we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right, please, Danny.
Next on the left.
Next on the left, please, Danny.
If you get me to pull up just before the black car
Pull up on the left before the black car, please, Tony. Just check your left mirrors before you come in. Thank you. Good. Smashing.
I was just playing this car, was it?
Were you?
This is the only guy in Luton who parks four wheels on the road.
Oh, I see. You know this system that well. Okay. Right. This is where we're going to start the parallel path.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was, there's the similarities with this system and the turning road. Can you do the turning road all right? You're happy with the turning road, aren't you? Yeah. When you're doing the turning road, we're keeping a slow car, aren't we?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, and fast steering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched my wife do it.
Yeah.
I watched my brother do it. I watched my sister do it. I reckon I can do it all right.
Good, good. Well, I think that what we're going to do, and if we can get the accuracy right as well, then we'll get you into the bay. Imagine that the bay that you're parking your car in is in front between this
it's not
car.
a bay. I've got to park between two cars.
Well, between two cars. So you imagine that the gap is the gap that you see between these two cars.
Right, yeah.
And if you pulled alongside, we're not in this one, for example. You just pulled alongside us. You can measure yourself against that bay, can't you, by looking at the length of your car, and you can estimate that this is big enough for your car. If it's about 1.5 times the length of your car. Okay.
I've read about that, yeah. Shall I have a go?
Yeah, have a go now and see if you can reverse back to right behind the BMW. Okay. Keep it nice and slow, Tony. Keep it nice and slow.
Oh,
So what we've got at the moment, it looks to me like all the steering is a little bit wonky.
Looks straight to me.
Yeah, but the wheels underneath are wonky. Can't see the wheels underneath. We've got one steering lock underneath, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so as soon as you go back, your car's going to be moving